Okay, students, welcome to the help video, the homework help video, page 38, 1 through 4, 9 through 20, 27 through 29. Hopefully you're watching the correct video. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at numbers 1 and 2. Your book should be open so you can follow along, look at the problems, and also read the directions. Now the directions for numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 say, match the angle with its classification. Well, if you'll look in your book, my drawing here is not perfect, but this is supposed to be a right angle. Sorry about that. Let me fix that real quick. There we go, and there we go. This is supposed to be a right angle, okay? So the answer to number 1 is C, and if you'll look, C is right angle. Now take a look at number 2. Notice how we have a straight line. Here's the vertex right in the middle, and it goes this direction, and it goes this direction, and we call that a straight angle, okay? And so if you will look, that's letter D. Letter D is straight angle. Let's take a look at number 3. Now, this angle is obviously bigger than 90 degrees. I mean, 90 degrees would go straight up like this, and it's bigger than that. So we call this an obtuse angle, and that's letter B, obtuse angle. Now, this angle here is obviously smaller than 90. I mean, 90 would go up like this, and then over like that. That'd be 90. This big opening here, and we can see the opening is smaller than that, so we call this an acute angle, and that would be letter A, acute. Okay, moving on to numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, they want us to classify. So 180 degrees is larger than 90, but it's, now hold on, don't call this obtuse, but it's also a straight angle, so we would call this a straight angle. I should have covered this a little better in class. Technically, this would not be an obtuse angle because, yes, obtuse angles are larger than 90, but they're supposed to be less than 180. Excuse me for yawning. And I know I did not cover that, and I apologize. This would be a straight angle, not an obtuse angle. Obtuse angles are larger than 90, but less than 180. 34 degrees, well, that's smaller than 90. We're going to call that an acute angle. 100 degrees, that's bigger than 90, so we're going to call that an obtuse angle. And then 9 degrees, that's smaller than 90. We're going to call that an acute angle. Okay, hope that helps. Numbers 9 through 20. Let's take a look now at numbers 13 and 14. Your book should be open again. Let's take a look at the directions. Use the diagram at the right, or in other words, use this diagram right here that I'm circling right now. Use that diagram to answer the questions. Explain your answer. They want to know, is angle DEF, and I've just highlighted it in blue, 45 degrees, okay? Is angle DEF congruent to angle FEG? So here's F right here, and then here's E, and then G. Yes, they're both 45 degrees. I'm going to highlight the one in red. They said angle DEF, which is this angle, and then they said angle FEG, which is this angle. So the answer is yes to number 13. They are congruent angles. Now, number 14, DEF and HEG. Let's take a look at it. Are you ready? Clear all this off. DEG, HEG. Well, look at angle DEG. It's like D, E, and then straight up to G. Do you see that okay? So we know this little angle here is 90, or 45. This little angle here is 45. So then that tells me that this whole angle all the way up, 45 plus 45, that whole angle is 90 degrees. And then it says, is DEG congruent to HEG? And if you, as you can see, this is a right angle. They have it marked for you. So this would also be 90 degrees. So the answer to number 14 is yes. They're both 90 degrees. All right, let's continue on to numbers 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Numbers 15, 16, and 17 name the vertex and the sides. So the vertex of this angle would be vertex X right here, and the sides of this triangle would be ray XF and ray XT. Do you see it? Ray XF and ray XT. That's how you would name those sides. Okay, how about this one? We would say it's a straight angle now, so the point in the middle is N, so the vertex would be N. So there's the middle. And then one ray would shoot this way. So we would say one side of the angle is ray NE. And then, of course, the angle shoots this way. That's the other ray. And that would be ray NK. All right. So there's the three parts: vertex, side, and side. And now let's take a look at our next one here, number 17. Well, we would have vertex Q right here, and then ray QR right here. So QR, ray QR, and then ray QS. Ray QS. All right, and that's 15, 16, and 17, simply naming the vertex and the sides. Now, numbers 18, 19, and 20, they want us to give two names for each angle. I'm going to give you three. How's that? The name of this angle would be angle EAU, or you could say angle UAE, or you could say just angle A, because there's no third side here that's confusing or mixing you guys up. So we could also just call this angle A. All right, I'll give you three names for number 19. Any of these are fine. 19 could be called angle BCD, or it could be called angle DCB, or it could be called angle C. Moving on to number 20. I could call number 20 angle PTS, or angle STP, or angle T. Any of those numbers would be fine. Any of those names, would be fine for number 20. And now numbers 27, 28, and 29. I told you this assignment wouldn't take long. Number 27, I'm going to highlight it for you here. They want us to find the measure of angle ABC. So here's A, down to B, and over to C. Now, this angle here is 45. We see that. This angle here is 60. We see that. So if I wanted to find this whole angle all the way across, wouldn't I just add those two together? The answer is yes. And the answer is 105 degrees. 105 degrees. That's simple. Okay, moving on to number 28. They want us to find the measure of angle. Now, it's a straight angle, it looks like. They want us to find the measure of angle DEF, this straight line right here. Okay? Now, first of all, we do know the measure of this angle right here is 120, that little angle right there. And we do know the measure of this little angle right here is 60. We know that. And so if I want to know the whole angle all the way across, wouldn't I just add those two together? Sure. And I would get 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Now, number 29. I'm not sure why this is not labeled 29, but it is 29. Now, would you please be careful, students, on this? Please watch. This little angle right here is 20 degrees. This little angle here is 20 degrees. But this whole angle, see, 160 is not referring to this angle here. 160 is referring to this whole thing all the way across, okay? So now as you think about that for a second, they want us to find the measure of angle RQP, I believe. Or they called it in the book PQR, which is the exact same thing. They want us to find the measurement of this angle over here. Now, would you stop and think about this for a second? If the whole angle is 160 degrees, this whole thing, and this much is 20, then what would this little angle right here have to be to make this whole thing equal 160? Well, wouldn't this angle over here, this little angle right here, have to be 140 degrees? I mean, if the whole angle is 160, and we're going to subtract out this angle right here, if we're going to do that, then obviously the answer is going to be 140 degrees. 140 degrees. So that's about as simple as I can make it. I hope this video has been a help to you. Please keep working hard and doing your homework and asking questions. Contact me if you have any questions.